All countries need to exercise our agency to avert war and maintain peace, and advocating this objective is the most critical aspect of Australia's diplomacy. And this starts with the capability of our Foreign Service, our people on the ground that put our foreign policy into action. And I'm proud to be here today with Pat Conroy, who's doing such a fabulous job in the Pacific. And I'm proud every day of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, so ably led by Jan Adams, here with us today. I'm also proud to be here with Kerry Hartland, the first woman to head ACES. These Australians provide strategic insights and warning. They champion our interests. They influence, they persuade. They're at the table, they're in the room. They work with partners to deliver Australian assistance. They provide critical consular support for Australians in need. Now, as a result of the previous government's failure to ensure long-term resourcing for our diplomatic capability, Australia's diplomatic footprint has actually shrunk. For all their talk of a Pacific step-up, the Morrison government actually had fewer diplomats working in the Pacific than when they took office. And this is on top of the former government's $11.8 billion of cuts to our development program, which left vacuums for others to fill. So our first budget delivered the single biggest ODA increase since 2011-12 to build a stronger region, and we'll soon release our new development policy. We see development assistance as central to statecraft. It helps our regional partners become more economically resilient, develop critical infrastructure and provide their own security so they have less need to call on others. And all of this is led by the engagement of the Prime Minister and other members of the government. In the 11 months since my appointment, as Jane said, I've visited 30 countries, 5 of them more than once. This week, I will visit New Caledonia and Tuvalu, meaning I will have travelled to all Pacific Island Forum members as Foreign Minister. Our work had to start in the Pacific because the Pacific is family. Because of the shortcomings of the previous government we needed to remedy, and because it is in Labor's DNA. I remind you of Gough Whitlam's partnership with Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare and Papua New Guinea's independence for Australia. Though Gough Whitlam was not short of remarkable reforms, he said this: "If history were to obliterate the whole of my public career, save my contribution to the independence of a democratic PNG, I should rest content." Many countries in the Pacific have lived the reality of great power competition spiralling into catastrophic conflict, when their own agency was sidelined and their voices ignored. Anyone who questions the strategic importance of Pacific Islands to Australia's security need only acquire the briefest familiarity with history. While our strategic circumstances have changed in the last 50 years, our geography has not, nor has the centrality of the Pacific to our security. With the return of strategic context to the region, this security is enhanced when we work together, when we respond to Pacific priorities, when we respect Pacific institutions. So as a member of the Pacific family, our priority is to ensure the Blue Pacific remains peaceful, prosperous and equipped to respond to the challenges of our time. That's why we've worked closely with our regional counterparts to help the Pacific family stay united, and it's why we will continue to elevate Pacific voices on the issues that matter most to our region. Our view, and the view of the Pacific Islands Forum, is that the Pacific family is responsible for Pacific security. We're realistic about what's happening in the Pacific, and we know things won't go back to how they were before. We make our concerns clear when countries don't respect Pacific institutions, or impose unsustainable debt burdens, or when announcements aren't followed by delivery that benefits communities. What we want is Australia to be a partner of choice for the region. Partners, not patriarchs.